This is John Thacker, and I had never seen the Quiet Place movies. I had an interest in watching them, I just hadn't yet. So with the release of A Quiet Place Day 1, a prequel to the two Quiet Place movies, I decided to finally watch the Quiet Place movies. And the first Quiet Place is great. Even though this movie is very slow and silent, it makes excellent use of facial expressions, the soundtrack, and the sound effects. It creates an unsettling and fearful tension throughout the entire film that never goes away, and it is just so effective. Usually I bash on horror movies for having cheap, loud jump scares, but this is like the one franchise that can get away with that, since in this world, a silent loud noise would be like the scariest thing you could possibly hear, and the sound effects and the designs of the Death Angels are just immaculate. It's like he mixed the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park with the Xenomorphs from Alien. And with the film being so quiet, it really gives you time to just sit and breathe and just feel this world. For a PG-13 horror movie, and actually just a horror movie in general, A Quiet Place is great. And then we move on to A Quiet Place Part 2, which I think is really good. But I would say definitely weaker than the first film. I still do like this family and them trying to survive. I'm engaged in their characters, I do like them. But this movie has a pretty big pacing problem. But they do enough unique and new scary things that make it interesting and intense and exciting. But I don't think it is as effective as the first film. But when it did finally end, I did want A Quiet Place 3, which is in the works and I'm very excited for. But anyways, now you've seen Quiet Place Day 1, it's really good. I think I like this more than the second one. It does a great job making you feel that same level of unsettling and fear that the first film did. And this is also a great prequel. It doesn't connect with our films basically at all. Like if you've seen the other Quiet Place movies, you don't have to watch them to understand this one. And while yes, we get a tad bit of the first day of this alien apocalypse in A Quiet Place Part 2, but that was just a little bit and it was in a small town. Now this time it's in New York City. And the other two films, we really only got maybe 3 Death Angels at the most in like one scene. But here we have stampedes of Death Angels. Like you just have hordes of these creatures just scaling over skyscrapers. It's terrifying, it just visually looks amazing. It's scary, it's also refreshing. And this movie also doesn't continue to show what the second film started to show. And now it's even on the main thread of the aliens. People can be just as dangerous as the aliens, if not more. Like for instance, they start bombing some of the city, try to kill the aliens, which causes more damage than the aliens already did. Or how one person in like a huge crowd of people can make one sudden noise that gets everybody else killed. And the effects on the Death Angels themselves look really good. And the two main characters are very likable and enjoyable. One's been in New York all of her life, and the other is first time in New York, he's from England. So it creates a nice dynamic between the two characters. And the chemistry and bond that builds up between these two characters throughout the film gets very emotional near the end of the film. And there is a cat in the movie, which is named Frodo, probably reference Lord of the Rings. And of course, the cat's amazing. It adds a little bit of humor to the film. Also, this movie is like really beautiful. Like some of the shots of this movie are just like gorgeous. But also has like a scary aspect to it. Overall, Quiet Place Day 1 is like really good. Overall, the Quiet Place franchise is just a great franchise in general. And I can't wait to see where it continues. Bye guys for now! Bye, John Thacker.